WHIO.
The miracle of the Biden economy. It just
What are you
drives
doing?
me crazy when he does that.
And prices, although inflation
What are you
is
doing?
moderating, prices are still high.
All right, it's that time.
We get the show on the road.
I've been waiting for it all day.
And not a moment too soon.
Listen to talk radio.
This guy, Todd.
Monday through Friday.
5 to 7.
He's weird.
Best thing on the radio. It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
For over 200 years, there have been reports of giant, man-like creatures roaming the vast mountain regions of the Pacific Northwest and Canada. Hundreds of people have encountered these creatures the Indians call Sasquatch. In some remote wilderness where man has never been, these creatures are living in complete solitude.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Yeah, we got some Bigfoot news to talk about. Ho, ho. Also, a follow-up on the box truck into a building last night. It was around this time. They're in Kettering. We got confirmation. We talked about it. I just wasn't sure last night when we first got the report that it was, in fact, the Diamonds Cabaret advertising vehicle that crashed into a historic home there in Kettering. But we have confirmation of it. And the most important thing, just so everyone knows, no strippers were hurt in the accident. No strippers sustained any injuries. So we got that. We got some food news, and here's a good question. Movie theaters are trying to get people to come back since the pandemic. It's sort of been not great. People go to the big, superhero movies, but generally not as much as they were prior to the pandemic. So they're trying these ideas, and one idea is re-releasing old movies. So the question is, what movie would you like to see on the big screen? Think about it. Not yet, but think about it. And we'll get to that here in a second. All right. So here is this Bigfoot news. And I'm not going to delve into this too deeply because this is an event that's not until October, but you can find details on it on my Facebook page. So last fall, myself, my wife, and a number of our friends went to the Hocking Hills Bigfoot Festival, and we had a pretty good time. I thought it was more merchandise and vendors than anything else, but it was still fun. It was the first time I'd ever been to a Bigfoot festival. Well, a few days ago, I got a call from a lady up in Greenville, right here in the WHIO listening area, up there in beautiful Greenville, and they are holding a Bigfoot festival this fall. I'm very, very excited about that. Because you know how I love Bigfoot. And it's happening 11th and 12th of October. It's a Friday and Saturday. And it's called the Spirit of the Forest Bigfoot Festival. And somehow, some way, we haven't worked out all the details, the Evening Edge is going to be involved with this Bigfoot festival. So I just wanted you to put it on your calendar, go to my Facebook page, find the details, like their page, follow their page, and I'm thinking that maybe we'll be able to have an Edgehead gathering up there at the Bigfoot Festival. So go do that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So yesterday we had, probably around sometimes in the 5 o'clock hour. There was a car. It was a big advertising vehicle that crashed into a home there in Kettering. Now, this was a historic home, over 100 years old. And it turns out, unfortunately, the driver seemingly was under the influence of something. Parker, are you down there? You got some details on this?
Yes, Todd, I am here. I just had this pulled up here. Where'd it go? There we go. Apparently it was the Diamonds Cabaret advertising truck.
Yeah, it's this big purple vehicle that has digital billboards on the side, and it drives up and down, all over. But I see it sometimes when I'm on the air doing the show out the front window.
Yeah, I've seen it pass by here before.
Yeah, and it's enough it distracts me. I'm not going to lie, but I see it, and that's what happened. Somebody crashed into that building, and they were under the influence of narcotics. Is that what I heard?
Yes. According to Kettering police, they say the driver was under the influence of narcotics, and they found narcotics inside the van.
Oh, that's not good. That's
Fortunately,
not good at all.
nobody at home.
Right, but I'll tell you what, I saw the damage, and I'm not sure they can save that house. I mean, I'm no structural engineer, but that house looked pretty destroyed on that one side. And if the house is over 100 years old, I mean, let's be honest, it probably, I wouldn't say was shabbily put together. I don't mean it that way, but a lot of time has passed, right? And maybe they'll be able to rebuild, but I don't know. It wasn't a very big house to begin with.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
But I did see a number of comments on social media. It said a couple people commenting on this story. I never knew diamonds made house calls. Hey, when times are tough, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. Somebody else commented, home wreckers. Can't park there. Beep, beep, booby truck. And hope the driver had clothes on. So there were some of the more profound comments on social media about number 40 on our list, by the way, yesterday there in Kettering. And then last night we had yet another vehicle into a building, in this case, a barn. And this was in Butler Township. It was around 8:40 p.m. Butler Township police and medics were called to the area of Kirshner Road for reports of a car into a barn. And I think we got, somebody was going to comment on that. I was going to talk to them. I thought maybe they had extra information. Well, call back. The owners of the barn said they heard the car slam into the building and tire squealing before the crash. I wonder if it was a DeLorean. That was the big question in the newsroom today, was whether it was a DeLorean. You know, because of Back to the Future. Remember in Back to the Future, Marty McFly crashed into a barn there in what was used to be the Pine, or what became the Pine Valley Mall. So I don't know if it was a DeLorean, but that is number 41 on the list. Number 41. So it's we're only today's, like I saw somebody post today, the 100th day of the year. And we're already at 41. That's nuts. You know, last year I didn't really take any guesses for this year over 200, but maybe, I don't know. We may have to revisit this sometime back in coming up in August for sure. Jeff in Kettering. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. What's going on with you?
Hey, I was going to say, you know, the guy who was driving that truck maybe was going to offer the homeowner half price on lap dances.
Well, I think at this point they should get free lap dances for life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to tell you, hey, I enjoy you're some of the top talent at WHIO. You're right up there with Cheryl.
Oh, well. Really, Cheryl McHenry? Yeah. I'm not even in the same ballpark as Cheryl McHenry. Come on, Jeff.
Do you think she would come on your show for a little bit sometime, or has she? And I may have missed it.
No, I think she might. I mean, we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but she's usually doing the 90 minutes of news. Though I do know that when she leaves around 6 o'clock. Or 6:30, she listens to my show. She comments on it in the hallway. She said, "Oh my gosh, Todd, I heard that was funny," or you know. So I don't know. Maybe I'll ask and see what she says.
And then one other question, and I'll let you go.
Sure.
Have you and your bride ever tried out the Taco John? I asked you one other time, and you said you hadn't been there yet.
We haven't made it there yet. It's on our list. We were by there the other day, and there was a pretty decent sized line, and we just didn't feel like waiting. But we're gonna get there one day, I promise.
All right, good job, brother. Nice talking to you.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. 937-457-1290. We got some mail.
Back off the jaw jack, and it's time for mail call.
Master, I have mail for you.
The fan man.
Oh, I'm a big fan of yours.
The mail is here.
Your hate mailbox is full.
If you would like to email me, it's eveningedgetodd@gmail.com, or you can send me a message at eveningedgetodd, or if you are on social media, you can just comment on whatever story I post or anything like that. And if I see it, I'll print it out and I'll bring it to the show, just like this one from a gentleman by the name of Funk Skunky. His name is Funk Skunky. Todd, hear me out. I live at Indian Lake. I have a junk car and a friend who has to tear down his garage. I'm guessing maybe because of the tornado. What do you think about crashing that junk car into the garage and giving your listeners a play-by-play report? We can make this happen, bro. All right, so let me just say this up front. I can't encourage anybody to intentionally crash a car into any structure whatsoever. That is just not something that I'm willing to do, but I can't stop you. So you figure it out, but I'm not going to be involved, okay? I'm not going to be involved. But if you do, videotape it. Send it to me. It'll be a legitimate news story. Thank you, Funk Skunky. And this one comes from Sherry. So I drive by this every day and just noticed it. An old Foto-Mat. Got me wondering how many of these are still around Dayton. Seemed like a good edge topic. And the one that she sent me, this is an old Foto-Mat. It's at the intersection of Chambersburg near Brant. You know, I think I've actually seen this one before. And it is an old Foto-Mat. So for people who might be younger and don't know what a Foto-Mat is, like, for example, hey, Parker, can you talk? Do you know what a Foto-Mat is?
I do not.
Okay, see, this is my point.
Yeah.
You're in your early 20s. You have no idea. Foto-Mat used to be a place. They had these little buildings out in the middle of parking lots, usually at a strip mall somewhere. And when we had cameras with film, everybody had a film camera, usually like a little 35 millimeter thing. You would take pictures, right, of birthdays and holidays or just whatever. And then you would take it to the Foto-Mat. You'd give it to them. They'd put it in a little envelope, and then they'd send it off to be developed. And then a week or so later, you go back, you pay for them, you get your envelope, and you get to see your pictures.
Right.
That used to be how people got photos developed.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
yes.
we don't really do that anymore. And I'm not sure if there's any place that even does develop film. I guess there probably is. But they used to have these cool little huts right out in the middle of parking lots. And they're kind of a rarity. A lot of them were removed because they became obsolete. But this one, Chambersburg near Brant. So this is a good question, Sherry. Are there Foto-Mat buildings throughout the area? You know, maybe they're hidden away somewhere and they're just sitting there empty. What could we do with them? Think about it.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right, everybody. How's everyone doing? Hello, Captain Scurvy. Hello, Leslie. Hey, Matthew, Heather, Josh, Clinton. Your ears perked up. Your ears perked up when you heard strippers. Hey, Valerie, how you doing? Hi, David. Hey, Kim. Russell, what's going on? Good afternoon to you. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Yeah, Home Wreckers. That's a great one. Hi, Colleen. Hope everybody's having a good day. decent day. There you go, Jeff. Hi, Marcia. Hey, Larry. Hi, Joel. What's up, Luke? Oh, now there's an idea. Drive up marijuana dispensary. That's a good one. Isn't that that was from the 70s show, right? What was that? What was that character's name? Who used to WHO, can you hold for 1 second, please? Hang on. What was that character's Leo? That's right. Leo and Hyde. They both worked at that Foto-Mat. I don't know that they sold weed, but that's not a bad idea. Yes, Hyde and Leo. Love it. Yeah, I know. I mean, they sold film, but I wondered if they also sold, if Leo sold weed on the side. Leo was Tommy Chong. Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's, you know, as I've said before, I was never I never partook of the weed. And I know it, but I know what you're talking about because I had friends and relatives. Ah, now see, there's a good idea. Shaved ice. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Rainy day. Mm. Nobody was lying, Heather.
Dayton cops looking for a homicide suspect today. We'll have more on that at 5:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
What do we know about this guy, Mr. Hot Stuff?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Did you see the story today on WHIO.com that the United States Postal Service announced that they're raising the prices of the Forever Stamp again? This summer, it could raise from 68 to 73 cents. As much as I love all the mail workers that listen to the show, and I've talked to them quite a bit on the show, I wish we could just opt out of the mail. But you can't really do that. I think Kramer tried to do it on Seinfeld. Remember that episode? He wanted to opt out of the mail, and they said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. I guess you could get a post office box and just never show up, right? Just let it keep filling up. You could do that. Karen in Butler Township. Hey, Karen.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Hello. Well, I don't know a whole lot about the barn, but I do know enough that I take that road a lot, and I pass that beautiful little barn, which sits almost on the road because I didn't know that barn was built in the 1800s.
No.
Yes, 1800s.
Yeah.
I just found that out. And it probably was a path on Kirshner Road when that was built.
Sure.
So it's very close. And when you come down that road, it's straight. And then it takes a big curve, and you have to come around past the barn, and then it curves back again. And I do know it was a younger boy, probably 16, 17, I don't know. And the only reason I know that, it said he called his parents and said he needed help. So the only thing I can figure, since I take that road all the time, once you leave and turn on that road, it's straight for a little while. But if you don't know it, you don't know that you're going down a slope, and then you have to curve around the barn.
Yeah.
So I think he was going probably way too fast.
Yeah, for the conditions, or and it was nighttime, it was dark, and like you said, if it's twisty and turny, and you're not familiar with the road, you cannot be expecting.
Right. Well, it starts out straight. I mean, you go straight for a little while, so he probably thought the whole road was just straight.
Yeah.
But it's very deceiving, and like you said, if you didn't know that road at night, instead of taking the curve, of course, he went straight into the barn.
Yep, I got it, Karen. Thank you for the eyewitness report on that. 937-457-1290. Coming up, we got creeper news, we got food news, and a story of survival you'll want to hear.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Spell it out, punk.
Double D.
H.
Double L. S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
on WHIO.
I'll be right back, everybody. I got to run down to the printer real quick. WHIO, can you hold for one moment, please? Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. I had to get the printer. See, I had to go to the printer. Yeah. Well, I have no producer. I have a board op, but I don't have a producer. I have nobody that I could say, hey, go down to the printer and get my dittos. Get my copy. Insider mail info. Scroll up. Scrolling. I got insider info if you... Now see, that's a good idea. Well, I don't know. I mean, Amazon, I guess if you're getting packages outside of, Amazon, I mean, sometimes the post office will take possession of Amazon stuff and deliver it. But if it's Amazon delivering it, or even the UPS, they'll just leave it on the porch. I don't think you need to have a mailbox. Well, my mic's on. I don't know what the problem is, Joel. I do not know.
Now back to America's most powerful talk lineup, WHIO.
Don't give me that politics, Jazz. It's not my racket.
People are tired of hearing nothing but doom and despair on the radio.
Everyone just relax, all right?
The problems of the world are not in my department.
Now who would like a cookie?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Well, here's this remarkable, miraculous story of survival. This happened the other day in Oregon. A tanker truck was carrying a cargo of 102,000 spring Chinook salmon. And the truck skidded off the road alongside a tributary of the Grand Ronde River in northeastern Oregon. The driver received only minor injuries. However, of the 102,000 salmon, 77,000 of them managed to survive. They apparently, because they were by the tributary, the truck overturned, salmon everywhere. The salmon, 77,000, managed to make it back to the river that was nearby and survived. And I tried to find audio of the salmon, making it back to the river. I thought that would be a cool sound effect to play. I couldn't find that. Couldn't find it. But I did find a clip of the other salmon that didn't survive. Here's their that would be the salmon that didn't survive being fried salmon. Okay. Mark in Dark. What's up, Mark?
Jackpot.
Oh, hang on. I got to get better at anticipating that. But anyway, what's going on, Mark?
Well, I am selling the Evening Edge tonight. I got some great things to tell you.
Okay.
Carol McHenry, if you do a walk-on song for her and tell her you'll play it 3 times an hour at 6 o'clock when she's leaving until she comes on, or we protest, she'll come.
Or we protest.
Yeah, out front of the building.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody threatened to do that during the Eclipse party, and nobody showed up. A little disappointed. They were going to... That awkward moment when the other person on the phone doesn't know if they should say something because I said something and I stopped talking because they said something. It's so awkward. That happened to me today a couple of times.
I was holding my breath, waiting to decide what I should do.
Right. I got you.
Thanks to the Evening Edge Current Events quiz this past weekend, I got to go see Dayton Music Live. The Pink Floyd experience.
Oh, that's right. Classic Albums Live down at Victoria Theater. Yes.
That was amazing. I don't know all the songs on the wall because my music commitments are elsewhere.
Sure, I got you. It
was just amazing to watch them do this in front of you live. I mean, every sound effect
of the album, right?
Wow.
I mean, it's exactly the way it was performed and recorded on the album. Now, what sort of visuals do they put up? Is there a screen? Are there visuals, or what do they do with that?
There was not, but they didn't need them.
Okay.
They didn't need them. You didn't know where to look next on the stage to figure out where this sound was coming from.
Okay, I got you. I saw my... Go ahead.
They had like a percussionist who, I don't know what they call it.
A drummer?
Wise. Where he would just hit a pad and this sound would start.
Oh, okay.
Sampler.
Oh, I got you. So over the weekend, I saw my mother-in-law, and she was telling me about a show that she went to see in Columbus, and it was Todd Hollst, who is an English composer, no relation. Gustav, and I guess so. And he did it's kind of a legendary classic symphony called The Planets, and it's about the planets. And yeah, well, no, Earth is actually not mentioned in it, but all the other ones are. And up on the screen, they had like pictures of the different planets, pictures taken from different telescopes and that kind of cool thing. That's why I thought maybe they did that with Pink Floyd. That'd be kind of cool.
You guys just had an amazing light show. It just
fit
every moment they were in. So if you haven't been to see, was it not Dayton Music Live?
Classic albums live.
Music Live.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Before you go, real quick, did you hear me talking about the Bigfoot Festival planned for Greenville?
I heard the Bigfoot.
Yeah. Well, you're in Greenville, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to check out my Facebook page. There's a Bigfoot Festival this October that the Evening Edge is going to be a part of. So since you're up there,
very interesting.
Yeah. So check it out. All right, Mark. Appreciate your call, buddy. 937-457-1290. Art in Dayton. What's up, Art?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you just fine.
You were talking about getting the movie people back into the movies?
Yeah, I read a CNN article where they said that movie theater companies are trying different ways to get people to come back to the theater. Things kind of took a nosedive, obviously, during the pandemic because we weren't allowed to leave our house. And now they're trying to bring people back. Now, they've been having some success. There's been some pretty big movies, but it's not anything like it was before.
I got it.
So they were talking about bringing back old movies that people might want to see on the big screen. So my question was, what movies would you like to see on the big screen?
Oh, that's where I got it.
Okay, you got it.
3D.
Oh, you want to see movies in 3D?
Correct.
Well, here's the thing. I know the older movies that were in 3D, unless they could make them better, I'm not sure people would go to that because a lot of those early 3D movies, for the time, they were maybe okay. But with the technology now, I think it would pale in comparison. Don't you think?
It may be better.
Oh,
See,
well.
What you're missing is the fact that they had glasses like we looked through it at the sun. Okay, they had glasses to see that 3D movie.
Right,
and they were paper, and they handed them out, and you went in and seen the movie.
So more of like a novelty to just kind of go back to a previous technology that people loved at the time because it was new and different. But like, okay.
It was, well, put yourself on the hood of a car and then drive into a house.
That would be cool in 3D. Yeah.
That and a lot of other things.
I got you.
You can't. I guess you could imagine enough if you sit down and say, "Hey, I want something different in movies, and 3D is it."
I got you. I remember seeing Jaws in 3D.
They might be easier to be made nowadays with today's technology, but it might be more expensive. But you'll have to pay for it like we do everything else.
Right. I got you.
Then the other thing I had was those little photo houses.
Yeah, the little photo huts or photo booths. Right.
Yeah. Put those in a vacant, or not all of them, but in various cities that have abandoned little shopping centers and it's all open asphalt.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, put those in the center of that and let the people who want to run into houses run into that and they won't hurt anybody.
Somebody said that they should turn all those that are left. And I'm still looking for somebody could tell me if they know where a Foto-Mat is here in Dayton, that they could sell, make it a dispensary, a marijuana dispensary.
No, you don't want to do that.
Well, why not? It would be convenient.
It'd be pushing the label to go smoke a weed.
Oh, okay, Art. I appreciate your call, buddy. There you go. Yeah. That's not a bad idea. And it came up on the live stream, and I thought, didn't Hyde and Leo on that 70s show kind of do that? They worked at one of those photo huts or photo booths or whatever they called them, right? And I thought they kind of maybe sold a little something on the side besides film. I'm not sure. We have some creeper news.
Crazy creep! Bunch of weirdos.
Sounds like a creep to me.
Whack job. You know what? You're starting to creep me out, man.
Your move, creep.
You little creep!
All right. Well, this is a really creepy story. So, listeners with sensitive sensibilities and kids in the car, you might want to take heed. Cops in Kinston, North Carolina, arrested a man on Monday for activities related to something called Mechanophilia. Mechanophilia. This is a sexual attraction to machines or vehicles. Now, this has come up on the show before. It's been a number of years. It doesn't happen very often, but it exists out there. An 82-year-old woman said the man, who she does not know, has been using her car to pleasure himself for 3 years. Now, I want to know why it's taken 3 years to crack down on this guy. Kinston police arrested a 52-year-old man on Monday. Arrest warrants accused the man of getting on the hood of the car and gratifying himself on multiple occasions. The latest case happened on Sunday. The woman said she tried to put cameras out to catch evidence of what was going on, but she said the suspect would move them. The woman said police eventually put out their own camera and caught what was going on. The man has been charged with felony stalking and 5 counts of damage to property. I mean, I'd like to know why it took 3 years. Seriously. I understand the woman. She's in her 80s. Maybe she wasn't, up on camera technology or whatever. But you would have thought that in 3 years, the police would have figured out how to catch this guy. And it doesn't say how many times he came back, but multiple times. So I'd like to know that. And I think the question everyone is asking, really, is the car, what was the make and model? Because some cars, okay, like a Mercedes or a Porsche or a Vet. But if it's a Plymouth or a Buick, I mean, come on, really?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
WHIO News Time. It's 5:50. Now your Storm Center 7 forecast.
As we go through the next several hours, expect cloudy skies with rain showers starting to become more numerous. We'll have temperatures in the upper 50s and lower 60s this evening. Overnight tonight, widespread rain, some heavy at times. Lows only dropping down to the upper 50s. Then for Thursday, a chance for rain showers at any point during the day. During the afternoon, some of the storms
Yeah, there's countless jokes that could be made. Mechanophilia. Mechanophilia. It's either mechanophilia or machinophilia. But it looks like McCann, but it starts like it's spelled machine, but that's not how you would say machine. It's M-E. It's not M-A. Mechanophilia. Or mechanophilia? I don't know. I think it's mechanophilia. Oh, well. Fortunately, I don't suffer from it. But I'm wondering if that fetish began with his erector set.
A Kettering Middle School student posted a threat this morning to social media. We'll have the latest at 6. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
And Tom, Tom, what were you again?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. We got the live stream up and running on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And I want to give a shout out to Tom, Edgehead Tom. He sent me a link, and I saw this morning. This is up at Mercer County Fairgrounds in Salina. Apparently, there was a team up there. Bear Hollow Build Team. Build 2 complete. So I've seen this on, I think I saw this on CBS Sunday Morning, maybe a month or two ago. And I don't know if it's the same group, but they basically build these huge structures of characters of I think, trying to think what the one was that I saw on CBS Sunday Morning. I don't think it was a gnome, but it was some sort of giant creature, and they basically take sheets of wood. It almost looks like shingles, and they build a structure like a skeleton, and then they take these pieces of wood, these sheets of wood, and layer them like shingles, and they create this character, this creature. And these folks up there at the Mercer County Fairgrounds, and I would love to talk to them. And I think Channel 7 may have even done a story on it. I thought I saw something flash across the screen earlier. This is at Gray and, let's see. Okay, no, it's at Mercer County Fairgrounds in Salina. And they built this giant Sasquatch. I love that. We were talking about Sasquatch earlier. So I just shared this to my Facebook page. If anybody knows the Bear Hollow Build Team, have them message me. Call them right now. Have them call me or message me. That is so cool. It's just giant Sasquatch. I mean, it must be 30 feet tall. 30, 40 feet tall. It looks like he's sitting down. But man, oh man, it's huge. There's a tractor in front of it that you can just tell the, size comparison. That is pretty cool. So if you know him, hit him up. Tell him to call me.
What am I listening to now? What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Spell it out.
T-O. Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
on WHIO.
Clearly, you give him WD-40. Yeah, isn't that cool, Steve? I don't know if it's the same folks that I saw on CBS Sunday Morning, but it was the same kind of deal. Ah, well, we got somebody who knows them.
That might otherwise end up in
Yeah, I that's really impressive, Steve. Colleen, I was watching a clip from CBS Sunday Morning about this. I don't think it's the same folks. They do the same type of thing, but this guy, what was his name that I saw? His name is Thomas Dambo. He does. He's a Danish recycle artist. Uses reclaimed wood and scraps from landfills to create giant works of art depicting trolls and magical creatures that he has installed in 17 countries. So I don't think it's the same guy or the same people. Barbara, that's a good one. I'm going to talk about that again.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now back to America's most powerful talk lineup, WHIO.
Can I turn on your radio?
Yes, already.
It's almost showtime.
Who's your favorite talk radio personality? That's Todd. He's weird.
Monday through Friday.
He's strange. 5 to 7. Sloppy.
I mean, he sounds perfect.
He's dreamy.
What do you say? Let's get it going.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, you can't see me, can you? Well, that's the magic of radio, baby.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. You can watch the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. It's Radio with Pictures. You can also email me, eveningedgetodd@gmail.com. All right, we got a lot of stuff going on tonight's show. One, saw a CNN article, movie theaters trying to get people to come back to the theaters after the pandemic. They've recovered a little bit, but not to the level they used to be. And they're thinking about the idea of bringing back old movies that people would like to see on the big screen. So it's very simple. What would you like to see on the big screen? Movies from the past. I mean, May 4th, Star Wars Day, there's a ton of theaters who are going to be doing a all-day marathon. All 9 movies of Star Wars, back to back to back. That seems like a long day. I don't know that I could swing that. Maybe 2, maybe 3, but not 9. Holy cow. That's a whole weekend and a half. A couple people suggested Hitchcock. That would be good. Any of the Hitchcock movies, bringing back the original 3D. Any monster movies, and Yankee Doodle Dandy. I like those. Wizard of Oz, Forrest Gump, Gone with the Wind. All good ones. But if you got one, 937-457-1290. I want to talk to Jay in Greenville because Jay heard the call. Hey, Jay.
How are you?
I'm doing well. So I got a message from Edgehead Tom, and it's this Bigfoot, this giant wooden Bigfoot up at the Mercer County Fairgrounds in Salina, and it's I guess it was put together by a group called the Bear Hollow Build Team. And you know something about Bear Hollow?
Yeah, they're from Brentlick, Indiana, and they travel all over the United States, various people, and they do wood carvings. And actually, they come to the Darke County Fair. They've come there for several years and do wood carvings, and then they auction them off, and that's how they raise funds for the fair. And their Jason that's his first name, and I actually have his cell phone number.
Oh,
I will text him and give him the number, and maybe he'll call you.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great. I'd love to talk to him. I mentioned this that a while back I saw on CBS Sunday Morning a story about something like this, and I thought, oh, I wonder if it's the same person. It's not. The story that I saw is about some Danish guy who recycles wood and scraps from landfills and creates giant trolls. And he's done this like in 17 countries. But this is on the level of that. This is incredible.
Wasn't that something? That is It's huge. I mean, I haven't seen it personally. I've seen the picture probably just as you have, but I know that seems to be one of his themes. If you go down to his shop in French Lick, Indiana, he has a big Sasquatch in his shop that he carved out of a tree.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's incredible.
Well, the pictures,
It's astounding.
The pictures that I shared on my Facebook page, you can check them out. They're all incredible, but the one I love, it looks like the crew standing in front of this giant Sasquatch with the Eclipse in the background.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool. So maybe they'll have him give me a call.
I'm going to text him as soon as I hang up.
That would be cool. All right, Jay, I appreciate your call, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you get a chance, check it out on my Facebook page, or better yet, go to Salina. And it's so big, I bet you could see it from outside of the fairgrounds. It's huge. It's probably 30 feet tall, maybe between 20 and 30 feet. It's got a huge arm span, not spanned. I always do that. I get complaints about that sometimes. But it's really cool. So if you want to check that out, and also, again, what movies would you like to see on the big screen? This is also going. We talked about this last hour, and I was hoping we'd get some calls on this. Sherry sent me a picture of an old Foto-Mat building in a parking lot. Let's see, Chambersburg near Brant Pike. She says, I drive by this every day and just noticed it. It's an old Foto-Mat. Got me wondering how many of these are still around. Dayton seemed like a good edge topic. There's got to be more than just this one. I know that some of these old Foto-Mat buildings have been turned into like a snack shop. Somebody mentioned on the live stream that there's one that serves shaved ice, I think. Obviously just during the spring and summer months, I'm sure. But I'd be curious to know if there's any more out there. These used to be all over the place. Like every strip mall parking lot had one of these Foto-Mat buildings. This one, I guess that would be Huber Heights, is just painted white, and it's on a big concrete slab. It's even got flowers or plants of some sort, but it doesn't look like it's being used for anything. There's got to be something we could do with those. If they're still out there, why not? I remember there used to be one in the Kroger parking lot in Beaver Creek. I used to take my film there when I took photography in high school. Before I learned to do photo development, I would take my pictures there. But that's long gone, of course. 937-457-1290. We have a celebrity going to jail. Well, this was big story on Monday, and many people probably missed it because of our focus being on the eclipse. But this happened down in Nashville, and wasn't the first time that Morgan Wallen, country music star, has been arrested. Country music star Morgan Wallen was arrested early Monday morning after police say he threw a chair off the rooftop of a newly opened 6-story bar. 6 stories. He tossed a chair off the roof in downtown Nashville. He tossed the chair from the rooftop, or allegedly, of Chief's Bar, and it landed on Broadway Street about 3 feet from 2 police officers. Oh my gosh. I mean, I wonder if he even bothered to look, or if he just randomly threw it off the roof. Because, I mean, 6 feet or 6 stories, that could have killed somebody easily. That is insane. He was arrested and booked into jail on 3 felony counts of reckless endangerment and 1 misdemeanor count of disorderly conduct. Witnesses told officers they watched Wallen pick up the chair and throw it off the roof and then laugh about it. Well, there you go. His attorney said the singer was cooperating fully with authorities. He was released from custody and has a court date scheduled May 3rd. Though I would argue that if I threw a chair off the top of a building from 6 stories and nearly killed 2 people down below, police officers or not, I think I would still be sitting in jail. I could be wrong. This isn't his first run-in with the police. In 2020, he was arrested on public intoxication and disorderly conduct charges after being kicked out of Kid Rock's bar in downtown Nashville. Wouldn't that be something if they banned him from Nashville? Dave and Troy, what's up, Dave?
Yeah, I know there's different demographics this will appeal to, and some maybe not so much, but I thought I'd taken the most popular James Bond movie of each of the actors who played James Bond and put them on back to back to compare to each other.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. I think that would actually appeal to a lot of people. I mean, if you are a James Bond fan, then you've seen, James Bond from different eras. It's not all Daniel Craig, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's a good idea. That's a good idea for sure. All right, Dave. Appreciate it, buddy. That line's open, 937-457-1290. We have some food news.
Well, what's your favorite food?
No, flavors your food. This is a lot of food.
Isn't it glorious? How you get so big that you own a this kind?
This is so scrumptious.
I love talking food. I saw this story that Rallies. Do you like the Rallies? I like Rallies food, but sometimes it's a little sketch. It doesn't look like it might. I don't know. I'm on the radio. I don't want to say anything too negative. But you kind of know where maybe I'm going. You're kind of like, I'm not sure I want to, But I do like their food, and I love their French fries. Holy cow, that's an addiction. Haven't had them in a while. Fortunately, I'm still on the wagon with that. But they're introducing Buford Bites. These are little like fried bites of almost like I would call it a wonton, almost like a burger wonton, if you will. 100% beef hamburger, melted cheese, pickle, ketchup, stuffed in a bite-sized crunchy coating. And you get 4 for $3. That's not bad. This is kind of interesting. Do you enjoy cup noodles? You can get them at Walmart. It's just like a cup of noodles. But they have a new breakfast flavor. Now, think about this. It's a cup of noodles, and it has everything bagel and cream cheese flavoring. No, that's a big no. They say that the everything bagel and cream cheese cup of noodles encapsulates the essence of a classic bagel by infusing cup noodles signature noodles. Yeah, I don't think so. If you go to Starbucks, floral flavor of lavender is back. You can get lavender flavored beverages. Iced lavender oat milk chill. Also lavender creme frappuccino blended beverages. It's lavender blended with vanilla syrup, milk, ice topped with whipped cream. If you don't have diabetes now, you will later. And this sounds pretty good. Back to Arby's, or back at Arby's. Unfortunately, not the potato cakes. I want the potato cakes so badly. And I don't want them to just be at the Arby's that serve breakfast. I want them to be at all Arby's. All Arby's. That should be the rule. Potato cakes across the board. They're bringing back for a limited time chicken bacon ranch loaded fries. That sounds pretty good. Chopped crispy chicken, bacon, cheddar cheese, sauce, and drizzled peppercorn ranch on top of a big old plate of fries. That sounds pretty good.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
The Storm Center 7 forecast gets pretty soggy as we
I agree, Chris. You know, speaking of giant pizza rolls, they used to have at BW3 they used to have this pizza roll, and it was huge. It was like that round, right? I mean, it was huge. And I loved it. Oh my God, I loved it. I'd go in there, I'd get 6 wings, and I'd get one of those giant pizza rolls. I think they might have come in 2. I think you get, an order was 2, and they were so good. They were very much like pizza rolls, not like it wasn't like a crust and then all stuffing inside, all the good pizza toppings stuffed inside. It was kind of layered, almost like not a croissant, but you know what I mean. It was just kind of layered with the toppings, but oh my God, it was so good. And they got rid of them. I was so sad. So sad.
Dayton cops are looking for a homicide suspect today. We'll have more on that at 6:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
I'm just trying to make a living. The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Got a message from Edgehead Sherry earlier about an old Foto-Mat building that she just noticed in a parking lot near Chambersburg and Brant. The Foto-Mats. A lot of the younger people don't know what that was. It was a place where you would take your film when everybody had actual film cameras, and you drop it off, and they'd take it, they'd have it developed, and then a week or so later, you go back, you pay your money, you get your envelope full of pictures. But that's that's something that you don't see anymore. Everybody's got their phone on their camera now. But I'm just curious, are there still some of these Foto-Mat places available, or not available, but just are they still out there? And if so, what are they being used for? Stuart in Tip City. What's up, Stuart?
Hey, Todd, jackpot.
Oh, jackpot. Let's, here we go. There you go.
How you doing? Anyways, there's I believe it's a Foto-Mat. It's in Troy. They sell shaved ice out of it now in the summertime, but it sits there all winter. It's right by...
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I used to do some work up in Troy, and I remember passing that. I think it's a building that might have been made to look like one of those old Foto-Mats, but I don't think, like the picture that Sherry sent me, it's like a structure on a big slab of concrete, and it's got, a roof. It's not something that would be mobile.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But I know what you're talking about.
It does look a little bit mobile, I guess, but I thought when you brought it up, I thought it was a Photoshop.
But I used to take my film to those places all the time, because there was one in Beaver Creek in the Kroger Shopping Center, and it was right, close to where I lived, and I would drop off my film, and then, a week later, I would pick it up. But it just got to be so expensive too. Film became so expensive, as was the developing. I mean, a roll of film and developing could set you back maybe like $15. And for, when you're a high school kid and you're making $3 an hour, that's not going to cut it.
You made that much in high school? I remember making $2.10.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 something. I worked at Smiley's Golf Center. They're on Linden, but
yeah, where I grew up, they didn't have none of them photo places like that. You had to go to the drugstore.
Yeah,
take your film to the drugstore and then go back and get it a week later.
Well, I lived in the big city of Beaver Creek, Stuart. So yeah. All right.
Michigan, little town in Michigan. But hey, thanks for listening.
Hey, no problem. Have a good one. That line's open, 937-457-1290.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Sorry. Trying to find something. Trying to find a story.
Break in anytime. Now back to America's most powerful talk lineup, WHIO.
Be of good cheer and call me.
Call me now!
Call me! He's laughing at us right on the radio.
Least we could do is get him on the radio and talk to him.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Talking about Foto-Mats. You know those old buildings that used to be in parking lots where you dumped off your film? Got a email earlier, a message from a listener saying, hey, there's a Foto-Mat that's been here for probably decades. Near the intersection of Chambersburg and Brant. Doesn't look like it's being used for anything. And I'm thinking, what can we use them for? Somebody suggested a marijuana dispensary. I mean, I kind of get the idea, but drive up, I'm not so sure. I don't know. Maybe. Somebody else suggested that we just allow cars to crash into them. I don't know that that's a good idea, but maybe you got an idea. Sean in West Carrollton. Hey, Sean.
Hey, there's two of them. There's actually one in Xenia. Right next to Domino's, and then there's one on Wilmington, right next to Stan and the Avis Budget rental place.
There's one in Xenia by the Domino's?
Yes.
Where's the Domino's? I used to
go down 35 Business.
Yeah.
Into Xenia, and you look over to your left as you getting near Domino's. You'll see it out there. Was right in front of the old Casanos.
Really? Now I lived there and I never noticed that. I know there's an ATM there. It's not the ATM, is it? They didn't turn it into an ATM, did they?
No, I don't believe so.
Huh. All right. And where was the other one you said?
You know, if you're going towards Kettering on Wilmington, you'll come up on the Avis on the right after Patterson.
Yes. Yeah.
And then right before you get to Stan's, there'll be one right there.
I'll have to check it out. I'm assuming that they're not using it for anything, right?
No, there's just a bunch of garbage in it. I'm actually an Uber driver too, so.
No, wait. There's garbage in it? Is that what you said?
Just like someone's using it for storage.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right. Well,
but as long as I've been doing Uber for probably 7-8 years, nothing's been done with them.
Yeah. I'd be curious to know exactly how many they are and if you can buy them. I don't know what I'd do with it. Maybe I'd put in a merchandise shop, an Evening Edge merch shop. That'd be kind of cool. All right, Sean, I appreciate your call, buddy. 937-457-1290. We got some breaking the law news.
Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law.
I think there was one, if I recall, close to the old WHIO radio and TV studios there on Wilmington. I vaguely recall maybe seeing one where that, what is that, Eichelberger Shopping Center? I think that's what it is. I'm almost certain there was one there. And let me ask you this. Here's before I get to my breaking the law stories, I digress for 1 second. My wife and I were driving around over the weekend, and we went by where the WHIO studios used to be. And of course, that huge tower, the huge broadcast tower there, right on the border of Kettering and Dayton. And I told her, and I couldn't remember if that was the shopping center or not, but I remember going to that Eichelberger Shopping Center, and on the very, very end, sort of in the back corner, I swear there was a Baskin Robbins. I swear there was a Baskin-Robbins ice cream shop, and I vaguely recall a few times going there with mom and dad and my grandparents, and there was like a little picnic table out on the side, and I remember sitting there, and I swear I thought I was looking at the tower. But I don't know if there was one there or not, because there used to be a Baskin-Robbins kind of on the end of the building near the Town and Country Shopping Center. Like in the back, there was a fire station there, and there was an antenna of some sort. I know you can see radio antennas from that parking lot, but I just don't remember. Maybe somebody remembers. Maybe they remember going to Baskin-Robbins 31 flavors there at Eichelberger. 937-457-1290. Sound like an old guy remembering. When I was a kid, we used to go to the ice cream shop. All right, breaking the law stories. Now, this first one, this is one of those instances when I think a judge just probably went too far, trying to make an example out of someone that maybe didn't really need to be made an example of. But Texas mom was shocked to learn that a warrant had been issued for her arrest because of overdue library books. The woman took out several books from the Navasota, Texas Public Library in March of last year. But she says she didn't know about the warrant until she went to renew her driver's license. The woman says she homeschools her 5 children and says she brought the books back on time, but that one of them did not fit into the return bin because it was too big. She says that at the time she was dealing with a difficult pregnancy and says that it took her a couple of weeks to return the other 2 books. However, when she went to return them to the library, the computer system was down and the books were never marked as returned. Now, I used to work at the library at Beaver Creek High School. Certainly not the same as the public library, but I used to work in the high school library. And there were times when maybe a book didn't get swiped. You know, it comes in and you're supposed to swipe them all. And even then, there were like there was like a little sensor we had to put in the spine of the book, and if we swept it or swiped it across this machine, it would check it in, check it out, that kind of deal. But as a result of the book not being marked as returned, she was fined $569.50, and a warrant was issued for her arrest. Imagine an arrest warrant because of an overdue library book. The woman went to court to fight the ticket and explain what happened, but the judge, she says, did not care. She says the judge told her that she didn't want to hear any excuses and that not returning the library book is the same as stealing from Walmart. But according to this woman, she returned it. It just didn't get checked back in. The judge refused to let the ticket go and said that if she didn't pay the fine and renew her driver's license, she'd be at risk of being arrested. Can you imagine going to jail and you're sitting in there and there's a bunch of people in the holding cell? What are you in here for? Well, I was selling drugs. How about you? I was a prostitute. How about you? I kept a child's book out too long from the library. Wow. The mom started a GoFundMe campaign to raise money so she could pay the fine and get her license back. And she made almost triple what she needed. Now she's hired an attorney to get the charges removed from her record. Well, thank goodness. I mean, you only hear half of the story lots of times in some of these reports, but I can't imagine arresting somebody because of a library book. Now, if somebody walks into a library and, shuffles a dozen books into a book bag and walks out, sure, that's stealing from the library. Or, when you could go and rent DVDs, I think you still can. But if you went in there and you stole a bunch from the library, yes, or if you don't return them. But one book? That's crazy. Marion and Kettering. What's up, Marion?
Hi, Todd.
Hey, Marion. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm calling about the Baskin-Robbins that's in Town and Country Shopping Center.
Yeah.
It was there. It's in the back of Town and Country. That strip has been torn down now.
Right.
And there was a fire department right next to it.
Yeah.
They just tore it down about a year or two ago.
But was there also a Baskin-Robbins at the Eichelberger Shopping Center near WHIO TV there on Wilmington?
I don't know. Eichelberger is across from Town and Country. There's a Kroger.
Oh, wait.
There
Well, what
now.
am I thinking of then? What am I thinking of? Brighton Strader?
That might be it.
I think that's it. That's what it is. Brighton Strader, I think, is what it is. There's a sign, or at least there used to be. I've not noticed. It's now where they put in a Waffle House right there at the corner.
Okay.
But there was a sign up there. I think it said Brighton Strader. Yeah. Somebody on the live stream saying it's Brighton Strader. And there used to be I think they put an owl up there, like one of those decoy owls to keep other birds away. But I swear there was a Baskin-Robbins there. And I used to sit there and look up at that tower when I was there with my, parents or grandparents eating ice cream. But I don't know. Maybe I made that up.
That might be because it was in the right place. We used to go up to Town and Country when I was young, and we'd ride our bikes up there.
Yeah.
And we'd go to Baskin-Robbins, and there was a penny candy store and several other places back there.
Yeah, I got you. All right, Marion. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Yeah. That line's open, 937-457-1290. Rusty in Bowersville. What's up, Rusty?
Hey, jackpot.
Oh,
Todd.
jackpot. Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to put that button somewhere closer. Or maybe get some sort of touch screen. I can just hit it instead of trying to find it with my mouse.
Yeah, hey, this Foto-Mat thing, back in the day, they were everywhere.
Yeah, they were.
And some shopping centers would have 2 or 3.
Oh, well,
you had Kodaks and you had,
Oh, you know what? I think you know what? You're absolutely right. They were all differently branded. It wasn't just one place where you would take them.
Was a brand.
Yeah.
But, and if you weren't careful, because we'd go through rolls of film, a good bit, and you'd forget which one you put them in. And then you'd lose them forever.
Yeah.
But that Foto-Mat that's still at the plaza is, in fact, the ATM machine.
Okay, yeah. See, that's what I thought.
ATM
Yeah.
machine for years, and I told that, because I was thinking about it. I thought about calling in, and then the fella called in.
Well, I'm glad you called in. Well,
I'm glad to get in and talk to you. Have a good evening.
You too, Rusty. All right, 937-457-1290. We got somebody who's got something real quick about Baskin-Robbins. Hey, Roberta, what's up? Real quick.
Hey, there used to be a Baskin-Robbins outside Dots on Patterson Road. They're at Patterson and Waterloo.
Okay, well, that's not the one I went to. Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I dreamt it.
Nah.
I don't know.
And do I have time about the Foto-Mat?
Yeah, go real quick.
There used to be one in East Town Shopping Center, and after that closed, they used it as a snow cone shack.
Yep, I remember that. I remember that very well because that was just down the road from WHIO Radio. They're on Wilmington. All right.
Have a great evening.
Thanks, Roberta. I appreciate it.
What am I listening to now? What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
Double D.
H.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Count it. Did that, I can't remember, did that Foto-Mat get, in Back to the Future, did that Foto-Mat get demolished, or did the car nearly hit it, but then it went into the future or into the past? I can't remember. I seem like there was a scene where either the car hit it or the car almost hit it. I can't remember. Maybe somebody knows. Oh, that's right. They were, and weren't they in a Volkswagen van? Were they in a blue VW van or something? Yeah, that's it. Yes, I think it would be. I think it would be. There's a door on it.
Parents in Tip City have a new child care option. We'll have more on that at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
At best, you're an underachiever at a local radio station.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Boy, we talked about a lot of stuff tonight. And somebody just asked on the live stream, because we were discussing those old Foto-Mat buildings. There's some of them scattered throughout the Miami Valley where you used to take your film to be developed. Yeah, if one of them got hit by a car, we would count it. because it's a structure and it's a door, right? And that's kind of the rule. If it's got a door and a frame, we would count it for sure. That is not an invitation for you to go out and hit said Foto-Mats, okay? Please don't do it. Well, there's the show. Thanks for listening tonight and watching on the live stream. And I didn't mention this earlier, totally forgot. Go to my Facebook page or go to WHIO.com and click on Radio Contest. Just click on the hamburger menu. You go down to Radio Contest, and you can register to win yourself. And I got mooned with the Evening Edge T-shirt. These were the shirts that we gave out to the folks that were at the Eclipse party. We gave some away a few nights ago. And you can win one. We only have a handful left. I mean, I'm talking less than 10. So if you'd like to win one, go register. You can find it on my Facebook page. Get the podcast at eveningedgetodd.com and all your favorite podcast platforms. Have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow just after 5.
Adios, cowboy.
I'm afraid that's all there is, my friend.
Could have been worse.
The show's over. Well, that was exhausting.
No more fun, no refunds.
Good night, Todd.
All right, everybody. Have a terrific night.